This is music, and this is the return songs from the Pukebox. We're taking a bit of a break from the first impressions videos, and we've returned to the Puke Box now. This is just a badly titled What's Spinning series where I just go through some of the stuff I've been listening to. I like to take a break from listening to all the new stuff I've picked up and just go back and enjoy the things I already have in my collection. And this time I have a handful of CDs that I just picked randomly out of my collection, and I brought them to my office at work and listened to them while trying to prepare for um, my teaching, basically. So the first one was this one here, Forbidden, the Omega Wave. Forbidden, they are kind of a legendary thrash metal band. They put out some classics back in the day. This one here is more of a modern sounding affair. It's really good. Uh, Strong thrash metal riffs all over the place, but it has more of a modern production. And I think the vocals also sound a little bit more like uh, post groove metal, and post grunge kind of vocals. They're good. They fit the music very well, so I definitely don't have a problem with it. So you have some really good songs on here, a lot of fast songs, but there's some heavy and groovy parts as well, and a couple of filler tracks. But on the whole, I think this is a great album. Really enjoy it. It's definitely worth picking up if you like thrash metal, and if you want to kind of maybe check out. It's kind of old now, but some forbidden stuff from the non-classic era. The next one I listened to was this one here, Hell Ripper, Black Arts and Alchemy. Um, Great stuff. Blackened Speed Thrash. They are all the rage in the metal corner of the vinyl community. It's basically a one-person project. And then he hires qualified and skilled musicians for live shows. Great stuff, fierce, fast. I would say it's got kind of a Motorhead edge going on a little bit, so it's kind of punky and kind of speedy. And I wouldn't say it's primitive, but it is straightforward, and it is great stuff if you like your blackened thrash. Uh, I don't know why I'm thinking Toxic Holocaust. Hellripper and Toxic Holocaust don't sound alike at all, but it's in that kind of a genre. It's really good stuff. Definitely worth checking out. So the next random album I picked out was quite different. Judas Priest Turbo. Uh, an album that was very unpopular for a long time. It seems that people have kind of warmed to it recently. But a lot of people didn't like it because they used guitar synths, and it sounded a little bit more commercial, and they had more of a glam metal look going on. So a lot of people consider it a glam metal album. I mean, sure, you do have songs about, partying and having relations with one another, and songs about there's a song called Parental Guidance, so teen rebellion and all that stuff. But this is one of my favorite albums of all time, actually. Along with Painkiller, this is my favorite Judas Priest album, and I know that's kind of weird because they're basically each other's opposites. Um, but I think the songs on here are great. They are catchy, they're memorable. I really like Turbo Lover. It has a great kind of build up, and I really like the kind of simple guitar solo in Turbo Lover too, which kind of experiments with the guitar synth stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean, Turbo Lover, fantastic song. Locked In, I love that song too. Private Property, uh, Parental Guidance. I know a lot of people don't like that one, but I think it's a freaking awesome song. Rock You All Around the World. I like it. It's good fun. Out of the Cold. I think that's a song a lot of people like on this album. I like it too. I mean, basically all the songs on here. Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days. That's kind of the more maybe kind of glam oriented songs. Hot for Love as well, and then you have Reckless. This one has two bonus tracks on it. A live version of Locked In. I rarely listen to that one. It's not bad. And a song called All Fired Up, which sounds more like maybe it should be on Ram It Down. Good song. Quite different again. Napalm Death, Scum, Grindcore, political grindcore classic. Whole lot of songs on here. A lot of them are micro songs. You got the famous or infamous You Suffer is on here. The shortest recorded song in the world, I think. It still holds that record. You have CS Part 1, Conservative Shithead is what it's called. Um, and it's also kind of famous slash infamous for having different lineups on side A and side B. Of course, this is a CD, so they're all on the same side. Uh, a very punky affair. The guitar tone is actually, I know this is sacrilege. I do like this album, don't get me wrong, but the guitar tone is kind of weak compared to what you would expect from a grindcore album. Um, but I mean, this is old too. Keep that in mind. They didn't have the guitar technology that they have now to make the guitar sound really, really heavy and nasty. Um, but it's, I mean, it is a grindcore classic for a good reason. There are lots of really cool riffs on here, lots of very metallic sounding riffs too, but also lots of punk and of course blast beats all over the place. This is a grindcore classic. If you are, I would say, a punk fan and you don't know this one, it's worth checking out. If you are a grindcore fan and you haven't heard this one, it's worth checking out. Even if you're a death metal fan, although there's not really any death metal on here, it's worth checking out because Napalm Death later became a death metal band, a quite influential one too, but they kept a lot of their grindcore things. So I think a lot of the grindcore stuff that we hear in death metal today, that's because of bands like Napalm Death and Carcass. And of course, you had some straight up death metal bands too, like Morbid Angel. There's some blast-ish stuff going on there. And then the last random CD I picked and listened to was this one here, Slaughter Command, and it's called Ride the Tornado. This is filthy, nasty, dirty, horrible thrash metal, not death metal. It's zombie thrash metal, and some pretty good riffs on here, and good fun. Kind of Slayer inspired in places, and kind of filthy speed metal inspired in other places. It's good fun. I like listening to this, so I was happy that this was one of the items I pulled randomly. So there you go, a handful of CDs that I listened to the other day at work while preparing for my teaching. So yeah, the lecture I prepared is probably going to be a weird mix of sleaze and evil. No, it's not. You think I'm not professional? Thanks for watching.